It is Manchester City versus Chelsea. Doesn't get any bigger than this. The clash of the blues, sky blue versus blue itself, I think.
The blue.
The blue, yeah. Man City are fourth. Chelsea are third. Both won 8 games. Chelsea have drawn twice. Man City once. Man City have lost 3 times already. 3 times. And Chelsea have lost twice. 35 goals for Manchester City. They've scored 35 for them or for themselves. And then they have 13 going against them. And then you have 27 for Chelsea in terms of the goals scored, 17 for them. So Chelsea, well, they can score and concede in good measure. It looks like City do a far better job of keeping teams out than they concede. But they've also scored 13 there. But let me start off with you. I mean, for Manchester City, the start, not the start per se, but the context of this game is very important. They lost 2 weeks ago to Liverpool.
Yep.
They need to respond. They will have to find a response. But it's against Chelsea. And Frank Lampard's Chelsea have proven that they are a very difficult team to play against.
Yep. And even more dangerous to play against this season because it's more of a nothing to lose season for Chelsea. So that's the worst type of situation to walk into if you're Manchester City, a team that feel as if, well, if we beat you, it's a great achievement. If we don't, nobody will be surprised. So now we are actually just about to go out there and have fun. You are in trouble. And you see, Lampard, for most part, has a good sense of how things work at Manchester City. Not necessarily the Pep Guardiola way, but he has a good sense of the club's DNA, what to expect from the Manchester City team. That's what working with a club or playing for a club like that actually gives you. And Lampard has shown this season that when it comes to in-game management, he's actually right up there with the best managers this season. He might not have excelled or wowed all of us on the tactical scale 10 over 10, but like I'm saying, in-game management is probably one of the most important things you can do for yourself as a manager. He's been great at that so far.
Viewers on your screens, the last time Chelsea visited the Etihad, it really did not end too well.
Yep.
It ended in tears, as we say.
Yeah. Ended in tears. Ayele or Ayoko or something, or the Sultan's coach would put it, but
they won 6-0.
Yeah,
and you could tell that day City were in rampant form. But it looks like they are not looking the same.
Psyche of the team is not the same. And I've mentioned it again, I'll mention it again. They are under a lot of mental strain this season. Mental strain to perform, mental strain to win matches, mental strain to keep up to the high standards that they themselves have set. Now, like I'm saying, you are under extra pressure because you just lost to Liverpool. Now you are going into a game where losing another 3 points could possibly mean title done and dusted. I mean, for anybody who's observing the league this season, you can tell that despite Liverpool blowing their close to 10-point lead at December, there's just a different feel about the Liverpool team of last season and the Liverpool team of this season. They don't look phased at all by any talk of can we win the title. They look to have burst out of that bubble already. So for Manchester City, they are the ones with all the strain on them now. You are again playing catch-up, and playing catch-up can really just be very disturbing, especially like you mentioned, when you almost have to play every time after Liverpool have already played a game. So they win this game, or they go up 11 or 12 points. You're looking up the table, and then you see that, wait a minute, that's not even just Liverpool up there. There's Leicester City up there. So now for Manchester City, that just means that their problems have been complicated tenfold now. You don't even have to keep your eye on Liverpool because Leicester City are a bigger threat to your second position now. Before you know, Liverpool are out the woods and you are out here chasing Leicester City for a second position slot. So I'm sure Pep Guardiola will be asking himself, how did we work ourselves into this situation? But that's football. They've lost 3 matches before the Christmas break. I don't think he thought that this would be happening to a team that made over 95 points last season. But such is football. Teams find you out. Teams scout you better. When your mentality isn't also up where you need it to be all the time, I mean, it's going to be hard.
Terence, let me bring you in. Let's look at things from a Chelsea perspective. Now, they go to a team that on a day can turn it on.
Exactly.
And Man City have that quality. How do Chelsea prevent a problem, especially knowing their characteristics this season of conceding? They've rarely kept clean sheets. They've kept about 2, 3, or 4. I could be wrong. How do they navigate this game? What's the game plan for such an important game that Man City need to win to remind themselves of how good they are and to remind Liverpool that, look, we are not dead, we are still in this?
I think for Chelsea, it's more of a must not lose than a must win for them, because obviously going to a place like Etihad, even the likes of...
but can they play that way? Can they play that way to suit that kind of mindset? We cannot lose this game mindset.
Well, I honestly don't think Lampard is set up for, because of naturally of how he's coached the team this season. He hasn't really been that kind of man trying to, because you look at the games against Ajax, they played against an attacking team, but they also attacked from the onset.
Okay.
So obviously, and like Nketiah said, they have nothing to lose this team. They have nothing to lose this season, practically. So for them, what they will try to prevent, as I was saying, is probably a blowout, because I honestly don't see them. Yeah, I honestly don't see them winning this game against a City team that is trailing Liverpool by the vast majority of points. Because with every passing game, they keep on dropping, and that's the problem. I think Guardiola, I wouldn't say is very fed up with winning the Premier League, but I think the pressure of him not winning the Champions League probably is hovering on him now. And it could be...
Wow, that's a very interesting point.
Yes.
So you think that it is not... Are you saying he's not afraid of losing the league?
It wouldn't be suicidal if they lose this Premier League. Let's be honest. I mean, winning back-to-back.
He's won back-to-back titles.
Yes,
so,
it wouldn't be. So I have an inclination that it's hovering on his mind. The Champions League.
That Champions League.
Yes, that Champions League.
About.
Because if you look at last season, Liverpool really gave them a run for their money, and that affected them against the game against them Spurs in the Champions League. And I believe this season, if he knows he's thrown up, if by April, if Liverpool are, let's say, 15 points clear and he's in the semi-final of the Champions League, he knows the league is as good as gone. He might concentrate on other things. So for Pep and Manchester City, that's what I believe. As you're thinking this season.
Interesting thoughts there from the guys. Champions League hovering on Pep's mind, and Ben thinking that Chelsea have got nothing to lose. It could just be the formula for a fantastic game at the Etihad on Saturday at 5:30 p.m. So,
I mean, as a Liverpool fan, this is a game you will enjoy watching. Manchester City and Chelsea go apart, try to, it's nice. And at the end of the day, if Manchester City don't emerge with a win,
gap extended there.
Exactly.
All right.